Hi there, folks. I just wanted to kind of give you an idea of what we're looking at here at Strawberry Peak. Behind me is what I can only assume is the path that John was describing in the video. And as you can see, today is one of those particularly foggy days. What I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you past this path back here and show you just how quickly John's friend should have been able to return. As you can quickly notice, it's not a very far walk. So let's take a look at it. Now, as you can see, this path is quite secluded. We have large cedar and fir trees on either side of the path, and it looks quite ominous here in the fog, but in the daytime it's quite pleasant. Now there is a main highway that is maybe 1/8 of a mile to my left, which would be fairly south, but as you can hear, the only thing you could really hear is crows. So I'm already about 100 feet up this trail, and ultimately, if you follow this road up all the way to the top, you will find the fire tower that John spoke of. But I think on a day like this, I'd have to be practically underneath it in order to be able to see it. And you can sort of make out that the sun is anxious to make its way out, but this fog is relentless today. It was like this yesterday as well. It's just time of year. There's just a lot of moisture in the air. We're high enough up that basically what we're in is the clouds. We're at about, I believe, close to 6,000 feet at this point. And coming around this bend would make it about 100 yards. Now if I look up here on the hill to my left, on the other side of these trees would be the fire tower. So I assume it's at this point that John's friend encountered these entities that he believes may be the mirrored men. And I honestly could not tell you why anybody would be up here after night. But that's exactly what I intend to do. I'm going to come back this evening after dark and just kind of poke around a little and see if I see anything. I guess we can hope that I do. Until then. Alright folks, well as promised, I am back here at Strawberry Peak, and the fog has lifted, but it's left a very strange, almost sea of clouds below us. And if you look, it's kind of hard to see, but if you look here to this direction, it's about 6,000 feet down to the valley below, and there's Highland, Redland, San Bernardino, a bunch of communities down there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make my way down Strawberry Peak and kind of sit for a little bit and see what happens. Alright, so I'm about 150 feet, 200 feet up the trail, and right up here to my right on the hillside is the fire tower. It's a little spooky out here. The wind has died down, the fog has lifted, but there is a full moon tonight, or at least it appears to be full, and the forest is alive with sounds of animals and condensation dripping from the trees and such. So basically what I'm going to do at this point is maybe sit and listen and see what happens. So I guess I'll keep rolling. I don't know if it's the light from the camera or what it is, but I saw something moving up the trail. It didn't look like it was tall enough to be a mirrored man. I would say maybe a rabbit or something like that, but something appeared to have been moving. There is a legitimate fear of black bear and mountain lion, which both are known to live up in this area, so that is something I'm a bit leery about. But I think it's probably okay. So I think what I'm going to do is walk up a little further, and I'll meet you up there. Off in the distance, you can see what is either Apple Valley or Hesperia. And down below that is the small community of Twin Peaks, which you may or may not be able to hear people screaming. I don't know if they have a concert or what's going on down there. I'd say it's about a mile down the hill, perhaps, something like that. So I'm in here at about the 200-yard mark, which is roughly where John said his friend encountered these entities, I suppose. So again, I'm going to sit, watch, and listen and see if anything shows up. I suppose I probably should have took note of the time before I came in here in case some of it ends up missing. Hindsight. Okay, so I feel like I could probably stand out here all night and not encounter anything, but I wanted to give you, the listener, the opportunity to see and at least feel a little bit of what John's friend may have felt. So thank you for tuning in, and be sure to check out next week's show. Thanks. So I just got back to the truck. I stopped to take a couple photographs of the moon, which you can see up here behind me. And my phone died, like completely dead. And knowing I was going to be using it tonight, I charged it at about, it was somewhere in the 90%, when I walked out into the path here. So I got back to the truck, plugged it in. It's set at 54% right now, which is strange. The even stranger part is that when I came out here earlier today, the phone completely malfunctioned, would not work at all, and I had to restart it. And, you know, it's not a brand new phone, but I haven't had these issues before, so that's something to take note.